Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to talk about how you can prepare yourself to become a pilot as a teenager. Well, first of all, I'm generally talking about my own experience. I just want to give you some tips that maybe help you on your journey to become a pilot. So there's one thing to mention, because I live in Germany and maybe there's some specific other requirements in your country that you have to keep in mind. So let's jump into the first tip I can give you to become a pilot, and that would be to improve your grades and just be better at school. I mean, because in school you learn about mathematics and English. So just try to use your time in school as efficient as possible. I mean, you can learn so many things that could help you to become a pilot in the future then. And of course, try to get a good graduation, because when you try to get a job and by the airline, the competition will be big. So they try to get only the best ones. And also try to remember the formulas that you learned in maths, because in the pilot training there are some formulas that you have to recall and you have to remember from school. The next tip that could really help you is to just install a flight simulator, because in the flight simulator you can learn to operate some smaller aircraft or some complex aircrafts. Like me, I have a flight simulator of a Boeing 737 and I built it myself with the complex systems, but if you get used to it, it could really help you in the pilot's training. And if you buy a yoke or a throttle and a joystick, you could really learn how to get feeling for the controls, which could help you for your first flying lessons. And if you take your flight simming pretty seriously, you could join EVAO or VATSIM, where you can communicate to the air traffic control just like in real life, where you can file your flight plans in IFR or VFR flight routes. And the thing is, I really enjoy flying in my flight sim, because it really gives me that real sim in flying and talking to air traffic control, and it really gives you that muscle memory where you can recall it when you start with the real flight training. And also you can learn the complex systems from specific aircrafts like the Boeing 737, the A320, or even like the Concorde. So there are many add-on airplanes, but you have to keep in mind most of them are pretty costly. But generally, that's a pretty high value tip I can give you, is just to fly in the flight sim. It's just going to help you to become a pilot in the future. The next tip I can give you is going to be a bit more expensive than the other ones. It's going to be just to search for flight school, such as a glider flight school or for the private pilot license. Just you can get used to real life flying and get some flight hours, get a feel for the aircraft and all that stuff. But it's going to be expensive, but it could really help you to become a pilot, or even for your decision. Maybe it's not something for you. Maybe you start your training, after a few lessons you're just like, I don't like it. Or maybe it could really confirm that this is going to be your goal for your life. So it's a pretty good tip I can give you. The next tip I'm going to give you is probably the most boring one, but the most important one. It's going to be prepare yourself for the qualification test. Or some people call it assignment. That's a test where the flight school or your future airline is going to test your hard skills or your soft skills, like mathematics or multiple task questions. This is going to be really important, and if you don't pass that, trust me, it's going to be really hard to become a pilot in the future then. So as I said earlier, I live in Germany, and here in Germany you must do the DLR test. That's something like an assignment test where they test your soft and hard skills. It's not like an interview, it's more like if you are able to become a pilot, something like mathematics and physics, multiple task questions. It's more based like an IQ test, but it is really hard, so you gotta prepare for it. As I do it like I'm currently 16 and I prepare myself every day, and I go to flight training approximately in, let's say, 4 to 5 years if I pass it. And so I develop that muscle memory currently, so to do the mathematics and the physics, just to have it easier and have an advantage against the competition I'm playing against. So if you want to prepare yourself for the assignment test, you could buy a program. I currently use SkyTest. That's the best program I can use, or for Germany I would say. It costs around 90 euros, but if you don't have any money available, you could learn it via YouTube. There are several tutorials, but there's not such a simulation where you can see your score if you passed it or you don't. So I currently use SkyTest, and I actually enjoy doing the math sometimes, but it's going to be pretty hard in the beginning. You really need to get used to it. So the next tip I can give you is going to be a pretty short one, but it's going to help you, of course, is to be fit, because you gotta take some medicals to become a pilot. So just do some sports, involve something into your daily routine, do some push-ups, go running, and you should be fine then. And the last thing I can give you is to build up eye discipline, because when you start flight training, it will be really tough to study, to get your social life, to get balanced. So if you have a discipline, if you can do your tasks with no hesitation, with no distraction, that it could really help you. So just build the discipline, do things you don't feel comfortable with, do new things, exit your comfort zone and all that stuff. So in flight training, you're always out of your comfort zone. So just make sure you stay disciplined and just approach your goal with respect and determination. I want to end this video with a quote. The quote goes like this: do you want the pain of regret, or do you want the pain of discipline? So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions or other ideas, leave them down in the comments. If you liked the video, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. So see you in the next video. Goodbye.